Hello, Facebook family. This is George Mitchell. I'm here at HRJ Customs in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Just doing our first YouTube video, and wanted to just kind of introduce myself and talk about some of the projects we have going on in the shop. And I'll be trying to do these once a week, probably try to load them up Thursday, Friday of each week. And, you can check in with us and see what we're doing here at the shop. We're kind of a mixture shop of doing traditional hot rod stuff and some late model things as well. And we try to, mix the experience that I have with, I've got some 20-somethings, some millennials in the shop too, so we try to bring some of that stuff in. So we do traditional American stuff, and then we also mix in some sport compact stuff as well. Me personally, I've been doing this stuff for over 30 years. I initially was working with a pro stock competitor named Bob Harris from here in Maryland. Mountain motor stuff back in the 1980s. Got me my start in this business, and was a real mentor for me when I was a young man, and taught me how to do things like weld and things like that, and TIG weld. And we were making sheet metal manifolds for some of the big names in pro stock even back then. And spent time at Mike Smith's Top Fuel School. Learned about some of that stuff and that motor building side, and also went to Jerry Bickle's school in Missouri. Spent some time looking at some chassis stuff. Didn't take any pictures. Don't worry, Jerry. Per your instructions, no pictures. Just a lot of ideas on how to do this stuff. And I count him as a person that I can call, and I have on counsel on chassis stuff and advice on things. So that's where we are, HRJ Customs, Gaithersburg, Maryland. I want to talk about a couple of things we've got going on in the shop, and let you guys in on what we're doing, and I'll check in often. Thanks a lot. Here's the name of the company on the side of the car. We're going to be out this time for the first time this year with this new combination. I went from Be Altered, as you can see on the window there, to Be Altered Planetary. So I switched the car and put a Lenko and a Bruno in the car, so it changes up the combination quite a bit. Takes a little bit of steam away from it because it's lugging more weight, the motor is, but the car will still be pretty fast. We've got pretty good power. I did a freshen up on the motor, and we made some good power on the dyno. So this is another project we've got going on. It's a full sheet metal restoration on a 72 Skylark. We're turning it into what is essentially going to look like a GS, because we've got the hood. You guys can see the hood and fenders and everything over there. Stripped that down to bare metal, and we'll be doing all the refinishing. Haven't decided what we're going to do. It's a 455 car. Now, it was original 350 car, but it's got a Doug Nash 5-speed behind it, so it's been modified quite a bit, but we're still trying to decide. That Doug Nash is looking a little bit antiquated nowadays, so we might make some changes there. But you can see this car was actually pretty solid. Just a few repairs had to be done in the floor, and we're loading new quarters on both sides, and getting all the sheet metal straight in it. Okay, so this is a Volvo project we've got going on here. Over the course of the next few videos, you'll see we do a lot of Volvo stuff for some reason, but anyone who's been in this business knows that you take what comes to you. And so that's what we're doing. This is an 84 Volvo. It's got fuel tech on it. It runs on E85, individual cylinder firing. It's kind of a unique combination: sheet metal intake, tubular manifold, big turbo, the usual stuff. It's got roll cage and everything in it. Pro seats. This is being built for roll racing, land speed racing stuff. So kind of unique. Just take a quick walk over. Again, another Volvo wagon we're taking apart for parts. We've got some individuals interested in the motor already, and fenders and things like that. So, like I said, you take what you can. This is our shop truck, I guess you could call it, besides my dually. This is a 93, so the last year Volvo, it's sitting on coilovers. You can see that it's kind of low and super clean car. But this is getting, I've got an LS2 back there, all aluminum LS2 out of a Corvette, and a T56 behind it. So this is a driver right now, but of course I can't keep anything stock, so it's going to be switched over to an LS2 and T56. This is a 2001 Camaro F-body that we're turning into a grudge car. It's got some SB 2.2 stuff in it. Got the motor combination on a kind of a friend deal, so I got it, you know, fairly cheap. So that's why we're using it initially. It's got a Pro Glide set up in it right now. Obviously, at the beginning stages, just at the really early beginning stages of the fabrication on this, it's going to have a tubular front end, and we're going through all the brakes, and it's going to be very, very light. That's the goal, of course. It's a T-top car, so there'll be some additional fabrication that will have to go on there. But as you can see, I've started making some window frames, and we've kind of mocked up some of the roll cage stuff, and that's just kind of sitting there. But this is going to be a 6.5 cert car with a factory floor. So there's a lot of work, a lot of hustle will have to go on in this one. There you can see where the fuel cell is. It's going to be mounted. For now, that's where I've got it mounted. I might be moving it up front. I'm not sure. Have to see how that tubular front end comes out, and if we mount those hair dryers there, they might get in the way. So the other car I wanted to talk to add in is we've got another grudge car here that we've done a lot of work on. Done some roll cage updates on it, kind of making it less of a roll bar and more of a roll cage, giving them kind of a semi funny car cage. I'm right in the middle of doing some. I put Lexan windows in it for them, and Lexan windshield is going in, making some aluminum door cards for it, and oops, it's making a lot of noise. Made aluminum levers for them, got rid of the factory stuff, and putting some supports in for the windows. If you saw our site, I did some updates where I showed some of the pictures of the levers and the pulls that I made for this car, so you can have a look at those if you'd like. At the latter stages of the mini tub on this car, got a little bit of cutting left to do. You can see the work I did. This is the inner panel for the passenger side. Got to drill some holes in that, and there's the one for the driver's side. That's about ready to go in as soon as I finish up the door pull stuff. So here's some of our Volvo stuff you saw in other parts of the video, but today I did want to show you that we're putting a lift in today. So we've got a lot of work going on. And also, you know what? I wanted to share with you that I've got these two Pro Stock front ends from the 1990s. That's Roy Hill's Pro Stock car front end from his probe. And this is, oh boy, the name is escaping me right now, but this is this fella out of West Virginia, where I got both of these front ends because the front end on my probe had been absconded with, so I had to find another one, and of course nobody makes a probe anymore, so I had to get some used ones. And then it turned out that mine, as you can see in the back, turned up and the bad guys got caught. So so that's the story of the front ends. A couple of people, everyone when they come in the shop, they always ask, so I just wanted to clear that up. The last thing I wanted to share that I didn't share in the previous video is that we do have a honest to God Pro Mod in the shop. Sorry for all the noise. It's a 2000 Monte Carlo, previously campaigned by a fellow named Barker. One of my good friends has this car now. We made some updates to it. Went from a Lenco to a Pro Glide in it. It's got a Superman blower, so with some Brad 8 stuff. Should be a super fast car. and we're just doing some bucket list stuff for him to get him out and get him down the racetrack. So, okay, so that's what's going on. We got some Volvo stuff out, and I promised on our Facebook that we would give some details about what we're going to be doing with that 53 Hemi, Dodge Hemi that we got in the shop. I'm not ready to reveal that just yet. We did make the purchase, and we're going to bring that sucker in and get the project started. But I want to do a little bit more of a reveal, a true reveal on it. It's not here at the shop yet, so we'll work on that over the next week or so. But thanks for checking in. And again, just kind of introducing myself in the shop. You can see we've got our Randwin parked, even though it's backwards there. Please go to our site, buy our shirts. That supports this. That helps to support this place. And we have hats and everything else, scullies and things like that. So just make sure to support us, and we can keep on bringing these videos and keep on keeping the lights on. All right, you guys take care. Have a great week, and see you soon.